at him after an emotional win like last night. What's part of the reset process here, 12 hours, 14 hours later?
I think just getting away from it a little bit, taking your mind off of it, getting what you need at the rink today, and taking care of your body, and then going home, having some family time, time to yourself, and then once tomorrow comes, it's time to get ready to go again.
What was your biggest learning lesson when you were in the playoffs with the Canucks to now, and even learning within this series?
I think you're never out of the fight. I think that's a quote from Lone Survivor, and it's kind of stuck in my head. You get down, and you just got to keep going. And if you do the right things, good things are going to happen. And sticking with the process. I know it's a cliche, and a lot of people say it, but it's true, and it works. You harp on the right things and the things that you need to do to win, and you keep doing that over and over again, then good things are going to happen.
What's it like for you to be entrusted in this PK system, considering what it's been like all year and the success you were able to get with it with Dylan yesterday?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I've been trying to get on the PK for 7 years now, and I've always gone to the PK meetings and studied the PK just to be ready, and finally got my chance this year, and it's awesome to be able to be relied upon in a role like that, and it's good when you're not getting as many minutes just to stay in the game and get your legs and keep your body in the game, and it's been a long time coming for me, but I'm glad I finally was able to get on the PK and have some success there.
So it was just because you wanted more minutes? That's why you wanted it?
No, I just wanted to be useful, and be more valuable to the team, help out any way I can. Especially not being on the power play, being able to help out defensively on the PK is just as good as being on the power play. And I always been a PKer in my college years and high school, and I just think it was helped my game evolve to be able to be in that defensive role and be able to chip in that way instead of offensively.
I think you're only like 27 seconds into the shift when Dylan scored. When you guys were thrown over the boards, was there any conversation before, like in popping each other up for that PK?
No, not necessarily. We were, I think, a PK before that we were set to go out together, and then I think they took a penalty, so it was 4-on-4. But we knew what we were supposed to do. We're confident in how we were supposed to play the PK and in what each of our jobs were, and we did a great job killing penalties yesterday, and we were aggressive, and it just happened to work out. We had a 2-on-1 and found Cuzzy for a good goal there.
Is the success generated off a little bit more aggression from game one to throughout the rest of the series?
Yeah, I think it's as a power play, it's tough to play against an aggressive PK, especially when they're up in your face and they don't give you any time to make plays. And the pucks, especially in a game like last night when it's hot and the ice is bouncy and it's not the best surface out there. So when you put pressure on them, it's a lot harder for them to make plays and gather themselves and get in their sets. And by being aggressive, you can cause them to turn over pucks and get the puck out of our zone.
Why is it that so many teams are starting to use more of that diamond formation on the PK, and how much of aggression leads into that success?
I think the diamond just takes away the flanks a little more. With the traditional top-down, it opens up a lot more one-timers, I think, and then the diamond, you kind of taking away a lot more time and space. You're a little more spread out, and it gives you the opportunity to jump when bobbled pucks and mishandled pucks happen. And you're kind of in. You got one guy in each area of the ice taking away something, and I think it's just grown to be more effective than traditional, top-down guys sitting in the middle pressure.
After the game before, Brady pointed to the ice here and he said, "We'll be back. You guys are back." How do you maintain that confidence and belief in the series?
I think it's just, the belief in ourselves, and I'm sure you heard Greener say this, we responded all year long, and, obviously a lot of guys' first playoffs, and, first couple games, a lot of emotions, and then we kind of settled in, and now we, really know what we need to do to win and what it's going to take, and, we just have that belief that good things are going to happen. And, I think if you speak that type of stuff into existence, it's going to happen. And, we can't wait to get back here in front of our fans tomorrow.
Adam, when you were on a bit of a scoring streak early on in the year, you told us, like, this is kind of always how I thought playing in the NHL would go for me. You've had a couple of really big moments in third periods in this postseason series so far. Does that sentiment kind of feel, is it the same? Does it apply to this moment here?
Yeah, I think I just, kind of found my role on a good team. And, I think there's obviously been a bit of learning experience and growing pains and stuff throughout my career, and figuring out where I kind of fit in. And I think here under Greener and with this team we have, I kind of really found the way I'll have success in contributing on the score sheet or in other ways on a good playoff hockey team. And in doing that, I think it gives me more confidence in going out there and playing my game and being physical and playing more a heavier game in a game that I didn't really play. Back when I was younger, I wasn't as big, I wasn't as strong, and I wasn't playing as physical. And now in this series and throughout this year, I just have the confidence to play that way. And with the puck, just more confidence and poise with the puck, making plays and making the right decisions.
Brady mentioned to us after Game 3 that he kind of referenced to us the documentary on the 2004 Boston Red Sox and the comeback that they had. Did you ever watch that doc?
I watched it live. I'm a Red Sox fan.
Of course, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, of course I watched it. It was great. I was actually talking to my dad the other day. I was like, it's just like when the Red Sox beat the Yankees. But yeah, it's those guys. You see it in documentary. They screw it. What do we got to lose? And that's kind of our mindset. And then you build confidence over one win, and after that first win, you know what it takes to win, and you just keep building off that.
Who's the player or person from that team you relate to the most?
Relate to? Probably Pedroia. Yeah.
What about him makes you relate to him the most?
What'd you say? Sorry.
Why Dustin Pedroia?
He's just scrappy. Second baseman, kind of underdog. He's not the big Papi or the Pedro Martinez of the team, and I grew up a big Nomar fan too, but I was a little young, didn't really realize all the drama that was going on but those like 2007 and was it 2013? I think I was a big Pedroia fan, and I mean obviously loved Papi and Pedro and Manny. And
Well, was your team's maturity on full view last night?
Yeah, I'd like to believe so. I think we had a game plan, and we did a good job of being consistent for 60 minutes. And when we had a chance to score, we did. So I think it was one of our best games this series. But we just got to keep pushing here.
Do you feel like you guys have gotten better each game, even the games you've lost, that you've taken something away that has made you better?
Yeah, I think the first game was probably our worst game, and then after that, obviously two big loss in overtime, and then we kind of just stuck with it. We believe in the way we play and believe in this group. So, and I think we did a good job of just going one game at a time right now.
You're not as, let's call it, flashy as Brady, but Brady after Game 4 pointed to the ice and said, "We'll be back." Did you have that same attitude? And where's that belief coming from within this group?
I just think we have confidence in the way we play and our game plan and the guys in the locker room. So, yeah, Brady does things. Sometimes he's an emotional guy, and it's fans love that, and it's just the way he is, the way he plays, and it's he can be a beast sometimes.
Look, you guys won a lot of meaningful faceoffs in the final 40 minutes yesterday. You talked about the timing being off a little bit earlier on this series. Did you guys maybe figure something out last night?
Face-off is a funny thing, So sometimes if you're trying too hard to win it, sometimes it's gonna backfire. You just gotta trust in in your abilities, and it's a battle one-on-one. So we haven't been good this series in face-offs, but those were big face-offs. Yeah.
Can you feel the tide turning right now? Is that
Uh,
present in your locker room right now?
Well, I mean, we won the last two, so obviously momentum's for us a little bit. But you know, at the end of the day, we're going Game 6 at home, and we're down 3-2. So we just gotta find a way to bring our best game.
Given Toronto's history, like, you know, of, I think it's 1-13 in elimination games, is there a way you try to take advantage of that from an emotional standpoint when you play them?
I mean, I'm not a strong believer in history. I mean, they're not the same team as last year. They're not the same team as 5 years ago. I mean, it's when you have different guys in the locker room, it's all different. But I mean, saying that, the focus is on us. It's not about what they did 5 years ago. So we're just gonna worry about ourselves.
Do you feel you planted a seed of doubt when you beat them in their own building yesterday?
Well, maybe. I mean, we won 2 in a row, so we're playing some good hockey right now. We're finding ways to score more goals than them, and you know, doubt or no doubt, it just doesn't matter. It's about when the puck drops tomorrow. It's 0-0, so we gotta find a way to win.
Have you done better on the PK the last 2 games?
I think just we haven't changed much, to be honest. We're just maybe a few face-offs and few clears, and just being able to defend them. I think that's just sometimes a bounce will go your way, sometimes it won't. So I don't think we changed anything.
How would you say the level of aggression on the penalty kill has differed from the beginning of the series to now, in terms of how you defend?
Well, like I said, it's like we didn't change much. Just early on, we weren't able to. Sometimes you don't want to be too aggressive. Sometimes you do, and we've had opportunities lately to be a little bit more aggressive. But sometimes when you're a little too aggressive, it's they'll find ways to attack you. So it's I think it's just about the opportunity to be aggressive.
Your former teammate, Scott Lawton, talked about how he thinks you're a future Hall of Famer. He learned a lot about you, and he also said he feels like you're coming after him in this series with the chippiness. That was a while ago. But what do you think he's brought to this series, and what's it like to play him?
Yeah, I mean, it's anytime you play against a player that played a lot with and you're a close friend, it's a little weird, but at the end of the day, he's trying to win, I'm trying to win, and you know, I have a lot of respect for Scotty, and you know, it's just weird to compete with one of your close friends. Thank. Sure. Ouais, je pense qu'on joue du bon hockey comme c'est là, puis on se donne une chance de gagner. Je pense que ça ne dérange pas si on a gagné deux de suite. Pour nous, c'est demain commencer la game comme du monde.
Here now and just try and calm the nerves and focusing on tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we played some good games, and yeah, we're just focused on tomorrow and what's ahead of us, and we can't wait to play tomorrow.
How did 2 wins in a row in this series change the belief in this group?
Yeah, I mean, we always had belief. We've been always confident in our group. I think we played some pretty good hockey, and now it's just finding our game even more and playing that hard-nosed game we're known for, and I think it's going to be really important for the next game.
What has to be the approach going in tomorrow?
Just play our game, focus on ourselves, know what we can do, and yeah, just play another good hockey game, and I think we have another level to our game.
You experienced the crowd in games 3 and 4. Just how can you kind of use that to your advantage tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, always playing at home is always, I think, a favor, and for us with the fans, yeah, it's special. It's gives me goosebumps, and I can't wait to get out there again.
Game 1 feels like a lifetime ago, I'm sure. How has your comfort level changed each game to each game in terms of just settling into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a different game. Yeah, everything's way faster, and I think we have a lot of guys who experience this for the first time. So I think for us, we were comfortable in those situations, and we just worry about ourselves and what we can control, and that's all we got to do.
How much would you say the aggression on how you guys defend the Leafs has changed from the beginning of the series to now, if you feel it has?
Yeah, I mean, I think every team makes adjustments throughout the series, and we've done some adjustments as well. And like I said, I think I'm really happy the way we've been playing, working really hard, and I think we're really committed to playing the team game, and that's what we've been doing all year. So, yeah, I'm just happy where we are right now, but I think there's another step for us to get in the right direction.
Was your team maturity on full display last night?
Yeah, I think it was a mature game, especially on the road. I think it's just a bit of an accumulation of our team being comfortable playing in the playoffs, but also over the course of the year, understanding how you have to play and call it pressure, call it moments where you need to find a win. And going back to November, when we felt like, I think, there's a lot of talk about things slipping away.
Linus has always had throughout this season that mature approach to the ups and downs of the season. You had said prior to last night's game, I think the day before, that you thought he was going to be really good. What made you believe that?
Just his makeup. You could see his game building as the playoff games went on. Much like our team, I felt like he was going to have a great game, and you could see he was feeling more comfortable, I guess is the best way to say it. He was more dialed in as the series has gone on. Seen that before, where goalies kind of build, much like a team, and where a goalie can get tired. He maybe look unstable as the series goes on, and I think he just had that look of he's getting better, and when he does have that look, he comes up with a great effort, and I thought he did last night, and I'm confident he's going to have it again tomorrow.
Trev, it seems like Artem Zub kind of gets left out of the conversation of how inexperienced this team is. Obviously, it is his first playoff series as well. I'm wondering, he hit 8 block shots last night. How much of a calming presence has he been for you this series?
Yeah, he's a great defender. He really, he doesn't get talked about a lot in his presence in his own zone. He's a smart player, and he's willing to sacrifice his body, which is a big part of being a defensive defenseman. It's not an easy part, and I think he had eight block shots last night, and that's part of playoff hockey is sacrifice.
Your PK has gotten a lot of attention these last 2 games with how successful it's been against the Leafs power play.
Yeah.
When you were at the beginning of the season just putting your plans in together for this team, what made you want to have that diamond formation, or what made the coaching staff want to have that formation in place for the penalty kill, and what have you made of how it's been successful in this series so far?
Yeah, I mean, if you go around the league, it's changed over the last years, and there is a lot of teams using the diamond. I would say there's probably 60-70% of the teams that are using it. We talked about it. We felt like that was the best one for our team to use. It was going to be a bit of a learning curve, but that was fine. And I think they've gradually just got better with it.
What about that formation makes you want to
Well, it
use
definitely
it?
keeps more things to the outside. And that's part of it. But there's, power plays adjust as well. And, when you sit in a power play meeting or you sit in a penalty kill meeting, the power play coach is talking about how you beat a diamond or how you beat a top down. And, I don't know if there's one that's better than the other. You just got to get the job done, much like any of your 5-on-5 play. There's lots of different, well, not lots, but there's different D-zone coverages. There's different power plays, spreads, and that's part of the game.
You lost by pretty thin margins in those first 3 games. What has shifted in these last 2 that has given you the success?
Well, it's not a lot. It's the line to winning and losing is razor thin. The games have been close. Even the 6-2 game, 5-on-5 we liked our game. Special teams are a big part of it. And there's certain moments, I think, in every game that sometimes determine, how obviously desperation plays a part of it as well.
You always talk about parking the last game, but you can carry confidence, right?
You'd hope so. We talk about confidence a lot and being excited to play. It's something that we openly talk about, wanting the puck on your tape and wanting to go get a puck. And that's how we want to play. We want to be an aggressive team. And to be an aggressive team, you got to want the puck and you got to play with confidence.
What can you say about Adam Gaudette's journey to, where he is today? Obviously, he was waived to begin the season. He had a big goal in Game 2, set up, Cousins' goal. What can you say about his?
Yeah, he's had a fantastic season. I think maturity is a big part of why he's in the NHL again. And players, when they first come in, they, compared to years 4, 5, 6, it's a big difference. We talked about that the other day. And I think he's just really learned the game itself, the important areas of the game, and he's applying it.
Travis, it's been well documented that after Game 4, Brady pointed to the ice and he said, "We'll be back." That's being played a lot. But how does that speak to the belief that this group has always had?
Yeah, we have a strong belief in our room. Our guys believe in themselves. And I think, again, at the beginning of the series, a lot of people talked about us being underdogs, and, rightfully so. But in saying that, we also said that our team inside our room has a lot of belief in themselves, that when they play their game and they get to their game and they commit to it, that, they've beaten some good teams this year. And there's a lot of belief in our room that they can win.
Last night you also said you don't think your group has really felt pressure from the beginning. Why is that?
I mean, there's always pressure. Like it's playoff hockey. It's supposed to be pressure. But I think, again, I go back to the learning moments, teaching moments, and November was a big, you could feel that there was pressure on our guys, and they felt it. And I think walking them through that has helped. And, I don't feel like our guys, the pressure doesn't feel big on them right now. They're excited to play. They can't wait to play, and I think sometimes pressure, it can freeze people and put doubt in your mind. But, our guys, they don't look like it. They don't sound like it. It doesn't feel like they feel pressure right now, and that's, again, goes back to certain moments in the past where you learn. And, I don't sense that with our group right now.
Brady, I think after Game 3, mentioned the fact that he watched the documentary on the 2004 Boston Red Sox. I was just wondering if you had watched it, or if you remember anything from following that run 20 years ago.
No, I don't have a clue about it, to be honest. But sounds like it was a nice story.
Wait, you don't have a clue about the documentary, or the
No.
Red Sox doing it?
To be honest, I'm not a baseball guy, but I vaguely remember them doing it. But I'm sure it's a nice story. I haven't had time to check it out.
Yeah. Obviously you had Ridley Gregg as an important PK guy. He was on the box last night. You have two guys coming in who don't play that much on PK. When we talk about depth, we often think about it in terms of scoring. But what does it tell us about the growth of this team this year, that two guys like that can step up and do the job in a defensive mission?
Yeah, it was a big moment in the game for sure. We don't have a team full of penalty killers, and it's something that, I think next year we're going to have to really incorporate a lot of other guys into it. But because he's killed a bit in the past, and God's is we've put him in, and you hope when the time comes up that they can get the job done, and they did last night in a big way.
You have commented in the past on the finer details of the team's game, especially in playoff hockey. Just how did you see that kind of excel for your team last night?
Yeah, this is a checking series, and I think, it's important that our details are sharp. You get to this time of year and, you talk about details and puck battles, and usually those are the things that end up being the difference maker.
You can hear your voice is a little bit hoarse,
Yeah.
and Brady said he expects insanity here tomorrow night.
Yeah.
How do you think your voice box is going to handle the atmosphere?
I'm going to have a little bit of tea today, but yeah, it's going to be awesome tomorrow. Like I said last night, loudest building I've coached in was here, the 2 games. And, we're just excited to get back and play another game. Our focus right now is playing a game in our building, not looking past it, getting to our game, and being excited to play.